Welcome back to Leaving Cert Plus. This is lesson 1.10. Again, we're focusing on quadratic functions, but now we're looking at the difference between the roots and the factors. In the last couple of lessons, we looked at factorizing. Now, factorizing is basically just a process where we can break down a product into its original factors. So factors are two things that multiply together to give that product. For example, I could take 24 and break it down into two factors, 12 and 2. These are two numbers that multiply together to give that original product of 24. Similarly, I could break down this quadratic into these two factors, and we could multiply them together again to get that original line. So if I multiply out them brackets, I get my original function. So these guys are factors. Now, if we take the factors and put them equal to 0, we're going to find the roots. And remember what the roots are. That's where your function crosses this x-axis here. So how do we find the roots then? We let our function equal to 0. And this makes sense that we're letting it equal to 0 because what you're saying here is by putting your function equal to 0, you're saying find me the point at which my output is 0. And the output is represented along this y-axis. So where the y-axis is worth 0 is basically at these points here, okay, along the x-axis. So you're finding basically where it crosses over the x-axis. Now we found the two roots to be 6 and minus 1. So if I was to draw a sketch, we'd have minus 1 and we'd have 6 as our points. So that's 6, 0 and minus 1, 0. And then I could also find the y-axis intercept as well. So my y-intercept, remember, that's just minus 6 because it's the last number. So that's going to be down here. We could say that's 0 minus 6. So I could draw a quick sketch of this if I liked. So we know it's going to be a smiley face as well because it's positive x squared. What's important about this lesson is that you see the difference between the factors and the roots. You put your roots equal to 0, or you put your factors equal to 0 to find the roots. So if I wanted you to factorize here and then find the roots. So I want 1, find the factors, and 2, find the roots. And then I want you to draw a quick sketch. So just a really rough sketch of the graph, but I just want 3 important landmarks, and that's 1, the roots, or you need 2 roots here, and then also I want to find I want you to find the y-intercept as well. Okay, so pause the video and find the factors, the roots, and then draw a quick sketch. So with this first one, if we were to try to find the factors, you could factorize by taking out an x, and you'd have x plus 10. Now, if I wanted to find the roots, I'd have to put my equation equal to 0. So putting that equal to 0, and then I put each one of my factors equal to 0. So x is equal to 0, and x plus 10 is equal to 0, finding x is equal to minus 10. So what are these then? These are my roots. So if I was to sketch that, marking out 0 and minus 10 will be back here. The sketch might look something like this. Okay, because it's positive x squared, so it's going to be a smiley face, and we got the two roots at 0 and minus 10. And you might be wondering, where is the y-intercept here? Well, really, there's an imaginary 0 out here, so that's plus 0. So that is just my y-intercept. It's at the origin 0, 0. So next one, we could factorize this by doing difference to 2 squared. So you could say that's x to be squared minus 6 to be squared. That's x minus 6 by x plus 6. And if I wanted to find the roots, I'd put this equal to 0 and then put each factor equal to 0. So these are factors. We put each factor equal to 0. And you'd solve that x is equal to 6. That's one root. And x is equal to minus 6 is another root. Now what is our y-intercept here? Our y-intercept is minus 36. So to draw a sketch, you could say, well, there's minus 6, 0, and that's 6, 0. And then your y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis, is minus 36. So down here. So that's going to be 0 minus 36. So drawing a quick sketch, it might look something like this. It's only rough. Like that. Finally then here, first of all, to find the factors, we have to factorize. So opening up your brackets, you got x and x, and maybe you could say 8 and 1. So you want a positive 7. So if we say a minus 1 and a positive 8, that will work. So you got x minus 1 is equal to 0. And why am I putting these equal to 0? Because we're looking for the roots. That's the second step, find the roots. So then x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 8. I've now found the two roots. So the y-axis intercept then, if I clear this space over here, the y-axis intercept is going to be at minus 8. So drawing out those landmarks, minus 8, 0 is here. We've got 1, 0 here. And then we've got minus 8 as our y-intercept down here. So that's 0, minus 8. And it's going to be positive x squared, so that's a smiley face. So it's going to look something like this. That's a rough sketch of the graph. Okay, these are really important skills. So the factors, the roots, and then your y-intercept will help you find your sketch as well. That's just some basics on quadratic functions. That's all for lesson 1.10. Thanks so much for leaving Cert Plus. I'll see you again in lesson 1.11.
If you like this video, you'll love our notes. You can get some for free in the link in the description of this video.